I didn't have a set topic to talk about tonight like I typically do. Um, Usually I pick the topic based off of like something that like I learned in the following week or something that I'm struggling with, and nothing really stood out to me when I scheduled tonight's team call. So I just wanted to do a Q&A if there's anything that you guys want to ask. Um, and if there's not a ton of questions, I'll just kind of go over coach basics, which is actually good timing since Ashley is brand new. And Monica, I know that you and I were just talking on Instagram about how you're like ready to like revamp, refocus, and just put your head down and get to work. So just right off the bat, I mean, do you have anything that you want me to go over right away?
Yeah, I do at least.
Yeah, go for it.
So my thing is like when I joined Beachbody, I told myself I didn't want to be salesy and I didn't want to be pushy, which I still don't want to be. But I have a really hard time because I have like people that will reach out to me, right? And it's just like carrying that like customer to the point. Sorry, my phone's dying. Like I have a hard time like getting them interested and then carrying them to the point. And sometimes I feel like it's like the way maybe I go about it, but I'm not really salesy about it. I kind of just leave it up to them, and I don't use like very definite language. I feel like I'm not confident in it in a sense.
Okay.
And so sometimes I feel like it kind of just like slips through the cracks because they feel like, oh, she's like not really into it, or she's not 100% for sure, which like I'm 100% for sure of it. It's just like I think it's the way I communicate it, and like just not wanting to be another Beachbody coach pretty much. Like, and I'm not saying that all Beachbody coaches have like a negative stereotype, but a lot of them do just because of the way that they're like pushing the products versus like the lifestyle change and versus, you know, what this can do for your health. It's more about, okay, this is how, you know, I can get a quick sale. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
And I never want it to be that.
Cool. No, and I like that. I like that that's a concern of yours, and you're not just like, as soon as somebody messages you, you're not just like, yeah, buy a challenge pack and join my boot camp. Because that's not the way to go about it. That's not the way that I go about it. So just to give you guys like some examples, you know, say for instance, I have somebody reach out with just a general health and wellness question. Like they aren't asking about a boot camp or a product. They're just asking me a question. I answer their question. And then, you know, I try and continue the conversation there, you know, depending on what they ask. If they say, you know, like, how many calories should I eat? Or how many calories do you eat? Or what's your meal plan? Like, that's probably one of the most common questions I get. I will answer it for them, and I'll be like, you know, are you trying to do a meal plan yourself? Like, what are you trying to do? Is there anything else I can help you with? And just offering that help right off the bat, that shows them that you're genuinely interested in helping them and continuing the conversation. A lot of people are just flattered that we take the time to message back. Like I get a lot of people that'll be like, thank you for responding. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's why I'm here. But, you know, when you look at health and wellness people or any type of social media influencer, just the fact, you know, that people look up to us. That's the reality of it. Whether you have 200 followers or 2,000 followers, it doesn't matter. If you are putting yourself out there on social media on a regular basis, people are going to look up to you for that. And so being genuine and answering their question and trying to continue the conversation. And then, you know, from there, even if it doesn't naturally segue into them asking about a boot camp or asking about a product, I take it that direction. Once I have offered them some value, I will throw an invite out there, and it is a confident invite because I know that what I have to offer is a gift. It's an opportunity. It has changed my life, and it can change theirs if it's a good fit for them. It's not going to be a good fit for everybody, and that's okay, but I will never know, and they will never know if I don't invite them. So an example of what I would say to somebody, you know, if we've just talked about like, oh yeah, this is kind of what I eat, you know, what are your goals? I'll be like, well, I don't know exactly what you're wanting to do right now, but I do offer monthly boot camps to help women get the support and the tools that they need. Is that something that would benefit you? And I end it with a question so that they have a reason to respond back. I never say like, let me know if you'd like to do that, because that just gives them an out to not answer back.
Right.
But, you know, when I end it with, is that something that would benefit you? Is that something that you would be interested in? You know, it puts it on them. Like, this is going to benefit you, not me. Because yes, like I'm going to make commission off of it. It's going to be a sale. But in the end, it's about what is it going to provide for this individual? Because if they don't get results, if
Right.
they're not happy, if they're not satisfied, like nobody wins. So I'm confident in that invite. I leave it, very vague. I might also, a lot of times I'll send this just as a general invite. Like, hey girl, not sure if you saw my last post, but I am running an online boot camp next month, looking for more girls that want to join. Do you want a spot? And right there, I am not selling anything. I'm not pushing a product. I'm literally just saying, I am running a boot camp. Do you want to join? I teach health and fitness classes here in Mount Sterling, and I have no problem with posting that I teach class. And I have no problem with, when I'm at the dance studio and I'm talking to other moms, be like, hey, I have this class that I'm teaching on Mondays. You should take it with us. Like that right there is not icky. That's not salesy. So why is it any different about what we have to offer online? It's
Right.
just because there's this stigma that so many people put around network marketing. I mean, Beachbody is network marketing. You are marketing yourself and you have a network of people that you're providing value to. But you have to put those invites out there because a majority of people, they either one, they don't even know what you have to offer. And number two, they're too scared to reach out. I can't tell you how many times I've had people, like when I send them an invite, their response is something like, oh, if I invite them to a boot camp, they're like, oh, well, what is that? And I'm like, you follow me. How do you not know what it is? But people's attention spans, they don't pay attention. They don't read, whatever. So I have to put that invite out there to them. Or number two, they say, yeah, I've been meaning to message you, but I've been too scared. Like that breaks my heart. I try and put it out there all the time that my inbox is open, that people can talk to me anytime they want. But most people, they don't have the confidence in themselves to reach out. They're, intimidated, scared for whatever reason. So you have to put that invite out there. And it's, you aren't being salesy if you're not being like, hey, buy Shakeology from me. You know what I mean? I always use the analogy of, if you were going to invite somebody to your birthday party, you would just text them and be like, girl, I haven't seen you in forever. I'm having a party next weekend. Do you want to come? It's the same friggin' thing for a boot camp. Hey girl, I'm doing this fitness challenge next week. Do you want to do it with me? And right there, leaving it straightforward and simple, they either have interest or they don't. So number one, they're either going to be like, yeah, I'm interested. What is it? And from that point, I give a very basic explanation. We get access to online workouts. It's kind of like Netflix. We get nutrition guides and recipes so that, you don't feel like you're dieting. And you have this community of people so that on the days when you're struggling to stick to it, you can have this support. And that right there, is my answer, because that's what the programs do for me. I don't have to question what to eat, and I know I have support. For somebody else, maybe I'm just like Monica, just going to use for an example, like say you hate the gym, you don't like to work out around people, whatever. Share that story within your response to that person. Be like, we get all these workouts and it has seriously saved me because I hate the gym and I just need workouts at home. There's just an example, but kind of throw your story in there. When they ask, what is a boot camp all about? Share what it has done for you and how it's helped you. And then number two, if you have, I'm kind of losing my train of thought here. You put the invite out there. They either say, yes, they're interested, or it can kind of go another one of two ways. They either one, they don't answer. I get that all the time. So if people are ignoring you, number one, they're not really ignoring you. Do not take it personally and do not think you are the only one not getting it. I sent out probably 20 invites this morning and I got like 2 people that answered back. People are busy, they get distracted, they're too scared to message back, or they just don't friggin' see it. Like, on Facebook and Instagram, you can see if they read your message or not. So either they don't answer or they straight up respond and say like, no, not right now. It's not a good time. And again, I get a ton of those messages, but that's a good thing because you've now planted a seed. They now are either like, okay, what is this girl all about? What is she talking about? Or number two, they're like, okay, I see she's doing this health and fitness thing, but is it really working? Like, is she really consistent with it? Is she going to stick with it for long term? And people want to see you do it first. Even if you've been doing it forever, you feel like you've been doing it forever, they might not have had their eyes on you yet. And putting that invite out there is just that opportunity for them to now be in your world, to be part of your business. They are now part of your business. They're watching you, they're following you. Even if they aren't commenting and liking and engaging, they're still there. And so each month I make a point to follow up with everybody they've ever invited, whether they responded or not. And it's, again, just very straightforward. It's kind of based on how the conversation was going before. If they never responded, I'll be like, hey girl, not sure you saw my last message. I know we're all busy. Next boot camp starts this month. Is now a better time? Or, do you want a spot? Same type of follow up for somebody that they responded before and they're like, well, now's not a good time. I'll say, hey girl, thinking of you as I put together my next boot camp. Is now a better time? Like, none of that is pushy. It's not word vomit, because that's just going to get people to be like, whoa, this is too much. I don't even want to read it. Keep it simple. Be confident in that what you have to offer is a huge value to them. Everyone needs health and fitness. Everyone needs support. Everyone needs positivity in their lives. And if you believe that you have that to offer as a coach, people will see that, they will be attracted to it, and they will want to be a part of you. They will want what you have, but you have to believe it first, and you have to put it out there. If you aren't sharing consistently on social media, Instagram stories, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is that you're focused on, you can't expect people to believe your invites if you're not, consistently putting it out there and talking about how friggin' amazing it is to be part of this. So does that help?
Right. Yeah, that definitely helps. Yes,
okay.
Thank you.
Cool, you're welcome. Hello, Cassie. Waving. Hi. So yeah, we're just doing a Q&A. That was our first question, and I talked for like 10 minutes, but that's cool. Anybody else want to go for another question?
So I know I'm new, but like, when should I start reaching out to people and starting challenge groups and things like that, I guess?
Okay, so what I would start you out with, and I actually just heard this on Ashley, every Monday, Beachbody Corporate does what they call a national wake-up call, and I posted about it in our team page this morning, so if you want to go back, you can see the link to go listen to that.
Okay.
And it's a training that they do every Monday, and they always bring on either like a top coach or a newer coach that's doing really well within the business, and that coach just shares like their tips and tricks. And the coach today talked about what she does for her new coaches. So I was like, this is perfect. I can share this with Ashley. For the first month of being a coach, I want your focus to be offering like a free group or a free challenge.
Okay.
So when we get off of here, you and I can talk more personal to help figure out like what kind of group or challenge you want to run. But what I do myself is I just have a free support group. It works just the same way as, my challenge group for all my Beachbody customers, but it's free. It's a lot easier, to promote a free group. People are more apt to say yes to it. So like I said, I'll have a more one-on-one conversation with you past here.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
running that free group will be kind of your first focus, at least for the end of like September. With it being Monday right now, you could start like planning to run, say, like a 5-day fitness challenge next week. So we've got like this week to kind of prepare you for it. But yeah, in terms of inviting, I mean, you can start doing that right away. And one point that I like to share with newer coaches, this was something that I did not do and I should have when I started out, but you have to go to what you call your warm market. And that's your social media friends, your coworkers, the people that you go to school with, whatever, that you're already good friends with, that you already have relationships with, and you need to invite them first. And sometimes it feels a little bit more awkward to invite friends and family because you're like, crap, I'm going to like see them. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? But you're going to have those friends that are going to support you no matter what. If you're just running a free fitness challenge, like I guarantee you can get, a handful of people in
Right.
just from your friends and family. But yeah, inviting is something that we do every day. And so just for your focus, kind of after this free group in like October, we can work to have you start running your own paid challenge group where people do challenge packs and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can kind of start brainstorming on like if there's a certain kind of fitness challenge or meal prep or crock pot group, whatever. You can, Pinterest has a lot of ideas. I know you've been on there already. But
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so check that out and then we can talk more details about that later. Cassie Wenkel, do you have any questions, input, feedback?
I'm not. Shut up. I'm not sleeping. I'm just exhausted. I'm just laying in bed for like hours. I'm just having a really hard time getting, not like, I don't want to say activity, but like getting
Engagement?
Yeah, in the group and in the tracker app. Like I'm the only one that's posting, and like I'll post reminders about it and send like personal messages and stuff, but it's not.
How many people do you have in your group? Tell me that.
There's like 8 or 9.
Okay. If you look at my Facebook group, there's nearly 200 people. Do you ever see how many people post in there?
Like 5.
Exactly. Like I was in your shoes in the beginning. When I ran my first challenge group, I had, 5, 10, 20 people in there, and I was the only one posting. That's just part of it. People, either one, they don't check social media as often. They, get distracted. Like, people are busy. They're not doing it because, it's anything against you or the group or whatever. It's just whatever point they are at in their lives, they are not committed to showing up every single day and posting, and that has nothing to do with you. It is everything to do with them. And so the only thing I can tell you to do is to continue to post, continue to show up. Engagement will eventually build. That should be, getting more engagement should motivate you to add more people every single week, every single month. That'll get the energy up. That'll get people to start posting more, because it's usually, new people that are excited and motivated. They post the most, and then after a while they kind of fall off. So if you're continuously adding new people, even if it's just one person, 1 to 2 people a month, that's going to help build that energy and keep it there. Yeah, and then I was going to add something else to that crap. Oh.
I have a quick question, Lauren.
What?
Lauren, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you know, what do you think of running challenge groups with, someone else that has, low momentum? So, for instance, me, since I don't want to just have, 2 people in my group because I only have 2 people interested right now, what do you think of, running it with another, either a newer coach or another coach that's kind of in the same position as me that doesn't have, a huge clientele base yet? Thoughts? And just jointly run it and jointly, have a mission and have a goal and, both take half the work, I guess?
Absolutely, yes. Yes, I love that idea. To get both of you to build up, the group that you do have. When I typically sign new coaches, I tell them they can add their people to my community, but I feel like you're not, as a newer coach, they aren't as motivated to invite and to add to a challenge group because they're like, well, Lauren's going to add a bunch of people. I'll just get 1 and it'll be fine. But if you feel more responsible for the group, even if you are partnered up with another person that's on the same page as you, I still feel like you both will, I don't want to say there'll be a competitive edge, but you'll feel more on the same level, on the same page. You're both working together for the same reasons. And it'll motivate you to invite more, to bring more people on. So I do encourage that. And that is something that as the upline, I want to be better about, kind of pairing you guys up, not just to run challenge groups together, but in general, looking at our team, okay, who is really working towards Emerald, and eventually who is working towards Diamond, and kind of pair you up and success groups or success partners. Wow, that sounded weird.
Yeah.
And then that way, you're working with somebody that has a common goal, got a little bit of extra accountability. And, I know that if I got paired up as a success partner with a top coach, I would feel super incompetent and intimidated because it's well, you're way up here and I'm down here. Not that that's ever the case, But anyway, yeah, I would love to do that to help you guys get that initiated, partner up with somebody. But in terms of developing your own leadership skills, I would leave it up to you and your partner to organize it, to figure out how are you going to split the workload. You know, are you going to run it on Facebook, the Challenge Tracker app, that sort of thing. So yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Because definitely like the extra accountability would like, and I know like I'm in that big group, but I just feel like so like tiny in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that even makes sense. But I would just really love to have like someone, like you said, that's on the same level, that has the same goals. It's just like, hey girl, like what are we doing? Like, can we just like do this together? Like bounce ideas off each other. And even though we run our own businesses, we can still like just, you know, build, you know, communication skills and our groups and just make them stronger, if that makes sense.
Yes, you friggin' like read my mind over these past couple of weeks. I've been like trying to figure out how to create more of a team environment, not just like, okay, Lauren, what do we do? Like, I hate that. I don't hate it, but I want us to work together more, you know? So cool. I'm going to make a note of that.
Right.
Partner challenge groups. But then, yeah, like how you said, you know, you're wanting to do the partner challenge group so you can have a little bit bigger base of community and that type of thing. Kind of back to Cassie's question there with like how to get more engagement. I just want you to remember the importance of you showing up. And I just mean showing up. I don't mean being perfect, just showing up and being present every single day. I've had times, whether it's people in my challenge group or just people that follow me on social media, like I try messaging them, you know, whether it's an invite or a check-in with a client, you know, I post and I never see them like or do anything. And then out of the blue, I will just get this random message from them thanking me for not giving up on them or for, you know, showing up. And like, that is the core of what we do, you guys. I want you to always remember that. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having, you know, the most professional Instagram pictures or being, you know, the most comfortable on Instagram stories. Like, it's awkward, but just being there. That is what so many people need. And I want you to always remember that on the days when you're like, I don't want to. Well, there's a lot of people that don't want to do shit, but you gotta, you know, as much as, yeah, you need to take care of yourself first, you do need to remember that you are there for other people, and in a really good, positive way, not a pressure way. So anything else? Yay, nay. This is the biggest team call we've had in a long time. I'm so excited. Did anybody order pumpkin spice today?
No.
Oh, you guys, you just ruined my excitement. I was like, where are the hands? That's okay. I ordered 2 boxes. I'm not even the biggest pumpkin spice fan, but I figure I'll probably sell some samples.
That's why I'm worried that I wouldn't like it, so I'm afraid to buy a whole box.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can buy a sample off me. I mean, I'm like, you probably wouldn't be able to buy it later on if you did like it because it'll be sold out, but
Right.
you can still try some.
Yeah.
But yeah, with the pumpkin spice thing, I was thinking, which, let's see, I ordered it today. If it gets shipped out and delivered within a week, like normal, should have it by like next Monday. I'm probably going to use that as like part of an incentive for people that sign up for my boot camp. Don't feel like you need to do incentives all the time, but sometimes they work really well. Like, anybody that signs up will be entered to win a $5 Starbucks gift card. Little things like that gets people motivated. It's crazy how many people will be like, oh my God, $5 to Starbucks. Okay, I'm in. Like, okay. But anyway, it grabs some people's attention. I feel like there's anything else. I am kind of revamping a Coach Basics training. As new or not new coaches, wherever you are, when you were a new coach, like what, and like if you want to like go one at a time, raise your hand, whatever. How do you like learn best in terms of like a Coach Basics training? Like, Would you want things in video format? Would you want like one long video where I explain the coach basics? Would you want separate videos? Would you want like more of an ebook to read through, or like PowerPoint presentation? Give me your feedback on that. Monica, go.
Okay, so my thought process is I learn, this is like kind of a side note, I learned more like hands-on. So I feel like for people like me or people that just need to get like their like foot in the water and just test it out, like weekly challenges, like where you got on in like a coach group and said, okay, this week I challenge you to do this, this, and this. And like just like weekly challenges where like all your new coaches can do the same challenge and just try out these new concepts like invites or, you know, whatever it may be. Like I feel like I'd really benefit from that because I really like to be challenged and like just, I don't know, do like small focuses instead of getting a huge chunk of information and being like, what the heck am I going to do? Like, I don't even know how to run this business. You know, does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. No, and I like that a lot. That's very helpful. Thank you.
I agree with Monica. I think that's like, I don't like a lot of information at once because I feel like then I don't necessarily not read it all, but I don't retain it all.
Yes. Oh my God, we are all the same person. Cassie, go.
I agree with like the challenges, like that's a lot easier like to take it step by step.
Mhm.
But then when I first started, I would look at like Janelle's website, and she has all those resources and stuff for new coaches, and she has like different videos and stuff. So if I didn't know the answer to something or I didn't want to bug you about it, I would just check on her website because there's videos and different like slideshows and stuff that you can look at.
Cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. See, I'm the exact same way. I'm definitely a hands-on learner. And thinking back to when I signed up as a coach, the amount of information that I was given was overwhelming. And I was like, this is too much. Bye. And I like didn't do anything for several months. And I finally had this like realization. I was like, hey, if you just try things one step at a time, you'll eventually become more comfortable. And so I'm glad that we all feel the same way, so I can make that easier for you guys now and for future coaches that get onboarded. And then Cassie mentioning the videos, I would rather listen to a video than like, you know, read something. That's just me. And I like making videos. So I'm going to try and incorporate all of that. Hopefully to have that done by the end of the week, if not the end of the month. And it would be, you know, obviously good start for Ashley as she's new. And then for you guys, you know, just kind of like a refresher. It's always good to go back over the basics, even if you've been doing them, you know, still. And sometimes just getting different like perspectives on how to invite and how to follow up. Which kind of brings me to another point I'll just touch on here. Are you guys in the Beachbody Champions Facebook page? Or do you know?
Yes.
Yes. Do you go in there ever? Ashley, I know you might not be in there yet, but.
No, sometimes I get like a notification saying like a post that you're following, which I don't know how it shows that I'm following it, but it'll be like a post that you're following just got comments or something like that. And then it'll like take me to it. Every once in a while I'll tune in a little bit, but like with my schedule right now, I just don't have like a lot of downtime. I come home, I go to sleep, I go back to work. So with that being said, I just like try to squeeze in where I can. And yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought it was shutting down. Sorry.
I thought mine was too, but no, it says we have. No, it for some reason. Okay, I've done like how many Zoom calls in my lifetime, and a thing just popped up and it said, "We have gifted you an unlimited amount of minutes on your first call." This is not my first call, but whatever.
Cool.
But Beachbody Champions page, you guys, if you go in there, again, it can look like information overload, but I suggest going in there as often as you can and just listening. They do a video at least every day, if not every other day, from top coaches, from new coaches that are killing it. You know, so it's basically like National Wake Up Call, but different topics every single day. And I mean, seriously, the more that you can listen to this stuff, I have found the more that I have a belief in the business, the more that I have a belief in myself, the more that I have a belief in what I have to offer people, and the more that I just have, you know, confidence and for everything in my life, because I'm listening to this. You know, when you're bringing positive influence into your brain. If you aren't doing personal development, you might think that you're okay, but if you ever find yourself, you know, doubting something or struggling, like, you need personal development. You know, that goes for, you know, outside of Beachbody personal development, like, you know, Girl Wash Your Face. I'm reading that. It obviously has nothing to do with Beachbody, but it's helping me with just like affirmations and positive thinking, that sort of thing. But business training is something that I love to listen to when I'm getting ready, when I'm doing the dishes, when I'm cleaning my room, literally any time that I can. I don't have a friggin' TV in my apartment for that reason. And going into that Beachbody Champions page, like I said, you can get in there and be like, what video do I watch? Just scroll and look for like a topic that sticks out to you. Or if you see something about diamond, you know, going diamond, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, I don't really know what diamond means, but I'm going to listen to this anyway. That has helped me so much. The videos in there is where I get a lot of my motivation, my inspiration, ideas for how to invite, how to organize, how to run groups. With that being said, there's going to be a lot of different ideas for how to invite and for how to run challenge groups. So don't feel like you need to take it all and apply it all. If there's a couple different ideas for, you know, how to invite, like, write 3 of them down and be like, okay, this week I'm going to try this approach. And next week I'm going to try this approach, and see which feels most comfortable to you, which feels most, you know, genuine and not forced, and which is working the best for you. This is a business, and you have to constantly be adapting and be growing along with it. Otherwise, I mean, for lack of a better term, your business dies. If you just want to try and stay stuck in where you are, even if it's working right now, it might not work a couple months from now or a year from now. But I digress. Beachbody Champions is where I get a lot of my information. So if you're not checking in that group, I highly suggest it. Any questions you can come up with? If not, I'm just going to finish out with a few things here. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. So let's see. Today is September 17th. My next challenge group starts October 1st. And I'm kind of making it like another launch of Lift 4. It technically is the launch of Lift 4, since prior to this you had to do what?
Yeah, when does that official Lift 4 come out for all Beachbody users?
October 1st.
Yay, I'm so excited.
Yes.
I've been waiting so patiently.
Yes, just a couple more weeks, like 2 more weeks. And like hype the shit out of that. You know, Monica, even though you haven't done the program, take, you know, progress pictures that I have shared. Go to the Beachbody blog or website and find progress pictures and share it. And, you know, not just sharing like, oh, look what they did in 8 weeks with only working out 4 times a day. You know, share the progress picture and then do an Instagram story of being like, you know, seeing these pictures motivates the crap out of me. With the schedule I have right now, I can't always get to the gym the way that I want to. So only working out 4 days a week is going to be a game changer for me. If you're in the same boat, you know, let's talk. The launch is on Monday, October 1st, and we can do this together. We can take on this new program together. You've got to have that, you know, that confidence, that excitement. You want people to have FOMO, fear of missing out. And so, I mean, literally talking about it every single day or every other day, hyping it up, talking about how it's a launch, how, you know, you're some of the first people to try it out. Yeah. Just be doing that. That's kind of what I'm doing. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Another question with that is it going to be like really easy to do at the gym? So kind of my schedule right now, I get a free like rec center pass with my job. So I kind of been utilizing that, but is it easy to do the Lift 4 program like in a gym setting versus like watching the videos, or?
Yes and no. It has, I'm trying to think, like when you order the pack, it comes with a weight tracker sheet. So like it lays out, you know, like chest day, do chest press and tricep kickbacks, you know, whatever. So you would have that. And I think, let me make sure I'm looking on the app right now. Yeah, when you get on the Beachbody On Demand app, go to materials. You have the weight progression tracker. And yeah, it shows like what to do, week 1, chest press, chest fly, tricep, blah, blah, blah. So the moves are there, and it has a place for you to like track, how much weight you lifted.
Right.
But you don't have the format of the workout itself because the moves aren't necessarily listed in order. And Joel, like, since it's a short workout, he's like supersetting and putting stuff together really quick. So like, a couple things that I did is like before I went to the gym, I would just kind of watch the video and be like, okay, he does, these 2 moves together, and I could put that in the notes section on my phone. Be like, chest press and this, and then push-ups and this. But then also a majority of the workouts end with HIIT cardio, and that's not on the tracker sheet. So again, if you just wanted to like, skip through the video into the cardio part and be like, okay, he does burpees and mountain climbers, blah, 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 you can do it that way. So it's not the most convenient if you're not willing to have your phone out and watch it or listen to it. So yeah, there's that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, like hyping up the launch of Lift 4. And like Ashley, I know I said we would focus you on like a free group right now, but you can still be talking about that, like sharing your progress, even though you're not done yet, show like what physical changes you have made. Talk about, how it's been really easy for your lifestyle, for your schedule. How are you liking it, not liking it, that type of thing. But yeah, so hyping that up for October 1st. And I'm going to post this in the team page probably tomorrow. It's kind of last minute because, I just got sidetracked and like lost track of time. But I had planned to run a coach sneak peek tomorrow and Wednesday, but I haven't invited anybody and I haven't talked about it. So I'm going to push it back a day and run coach sneak peek Wednesday and Thursday of this week. I am going to challenge you guys right now to post about it on your Instagram story tomorrow. It'll be held in a Facebook group. I will make sure I have you guys added to it. Sorry, I'm going to write that down so I don't forget. Add you guys. Talk about it on your Instagram story tomorrow. Actively invite people in the post, and if there's anybody that on your Instagram is already into fitness or whatever, send them a personal message. Hey girl, I know you're already into fitness. This is kind of random, but have you ever thought about doing what I do as a coach and helping people online? Keep it simple as that. And then I like to end it with a compliment. Like, I just love your attitude, and it seems like you're really consistent with your journey. So I know you would inspire a lot of people. Boom, right there. But yeah, and with that sneak peek, very basic, but Wednesday, I would just ask you guys to go in the Coach Sneak Peek on Facebook and yes, do a live video. I know it's scary, but share your story. Ashley, if you're like, oh my God, what? Don't worry, since you're new, I'll give you a little wiggle room. You don't have to do the live video yet if you don't want to. And then Thursday, I'll share more of like information on coaching and that type of thing. Monica, you have something?
Yeah, I have another really quick question for you. This might be a side note, but that girl that I've been talking to that's already a coach and she like doesn't know what to do about her coach, like, I kind of like want to sign her up under me, but I also don't want to be like that coach that doesn't help her build momentum, because she's been under this other coach for like a really long time, and she's actually under like a fairly famous coach. Yeah. And she's just had like a really terrible experience for the last few months, and I really like want to take her under my wing and like help her out, because like we really get along, we like hype each other up all the time. But on the other hand, like I haven't ever tried dabbling in like building coaches underneath me, and I'm just like torn. Like, what would you suggest?
I would tell you to take her under your wing and learn as you go, because that's exactly what I had to do. You're never going to know how to train or mentor a new coach until you train and mentor your first coach. That makes sense?
Gotcha.
And
I mean, like, really, like,
what?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, and like I would mentor you to mentor her. I'm not just going to be like, all right, Monica, tell her what to do. Like I said, I'm putting that Coach Basics together. You know, I would obviously share that with the team, so you can share that with her. You, her, and we could, you know, form a group chat so that, you know, I can kind of help her get started. Like, we can totally, I will help you do that. Because that's, you know, that's the next biggest step for you, is to start building a team, and that's it for everybody. But I will point this out: if she is currently signed up as a coach, unfortunately, Beachbody policy, she would have to cancel her coach account, and then she can't re-sign up as a coach for another 6 months. When someone's a regular customer, like, they can change who their upline coach is. But when someone is a coach,
you couldn't even.
They can't do that.
There's no way around that policy. Like, if there's.
And I mean, if she can create a new account, if she has another email.
Oh, like maybe like under her boyfriend, or maybe under her like mom or something along those lines.
Yes.
I'll talk to her about that.
Yeah.
Because she wants to, but I think she mentioned something about that. She wanted to change coaches, but she couldn't for 6 months, and she just was like, what do I do? Like, I just want to quit because I feel like I'm not building my business and no one's helping me, and I'm just, you know, being used for money.
Yeah.
Basically is how she felt.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, suggest that to her. See if she can create a new account under you. And, you know, obviously it would be best, I guess, depending on, you know, if she has Beachbody On Demand or whatever, if she can need the challenge pack. If not, you know, she would just have to pay the $40 startup fee as a coach. So.
Yeah, I'll talk to her about that and see how that goes.
Cool.
I definitely want to help her. I feel for her so much.
Yeah, that's exciting though. That's awesome. Cool. But yeah, then last thing to kind of finish up with, if you didn't know, October is the next Beachbody Super Saturday, October 20th. The one that I'm going to, and that several of our team members, like local team members, are going to, is in St. Louis. It's an afternoon thing. I think it starts at like noon or 1, and it'll be over by like 3 or 4. So it's only a couple hour thing. We would go down together. If you've never been to a Super Saturday, they typically do like a big group workout, either to start out or to end it with. And then it's like trainings, speakers, that sort of thing. But Carl Deichler is going to be at the St. Louis one. So that's why I'm going to that one. I'm freaking excited. And I think they said they're going to have samples of the pumpkin spice. So I guess if you didn't buy some, you can try that. So yeah, but yeah, ticket for that. I posted it in the team page, but if you can't find it, just let me know. I think they're like $25. That's about all I can think of. Any other questions, or are we good to close it out here?
I think you've answered everything I've been thinking about lately, so thank you.
Perfect. All right. If you guys ever come up with specific things that you want me to go over, I can I can make it the team call topic, or if it's pretty straightforward, I'm happy to like just do a live video about it in the Facebook group. So don't ever be hesitant to be like, hey, can you talk about this, please? Because I love doing this. So anyway, you know, I have to take a pic for the gram. Wouldn't be a team call without it. All right. Don't worry, I won't get too up close. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for getting on. This has been recorded, and I'll upload it to the team page tomorrow. So if you wanted to come back and listen to anything, it will be there. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.